Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
The 1950s are known as the golden age of television because this was the time that TV and its stars really hit it big. The first part of the decade was mainly dominated by variety shows, while the second part was dominated by Western shows. Some popular programs included Your Show of Shows, which was a live 90-minute weekly comedy series. Many sitcoms during this time romanticized the middle-class American life with shows like The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, Father Knows Best, The Donna Reed Show, and I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy was so popular that many businesses closed early on Monday nights so employees could rush home to watch it. Leave It to Beaver was the first sitcom to be told from a child's point of view, and it was very popular. On January 28, 1956, Elvis Presley made his first televised appearance on The Stage Show. This made him more popular because more people could view his performances. Many new TV programs appealed to children. Some children's shows include Lassie, The Mickey Mouse Club, and the live-action fairy tale anthology series Shirley Temple's Storybook.
In July of 1964, the Civil Rights Act was signed. After the 1964 Professional American Football League season, the All-Star Game was scheduled for January of 1965. The game was supposed to take place in New Orleans at the Tulane Stadium. However, black players were discriminated against when they arrived in the city. Numerous New Orleans hotels and businesses refused service to black players, and some white cab drivers would not carry black passengers. As a result, white and black players decided to boycott New Orleans. They were led by Buffalo Bills players such as Cookie Gilchrist. The players were unified in the boycott, and the game moved locations from New Orleans to Jefferson Stadium in Houston. This was the first time that an entire city was boycotted by a professional sports event. Many new films came out in the 1950s, starring popular actors and actresses such as Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was born on April 3, 1924. He became popular in the 1950s for his roles in many films. He won an Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance as Stanley Kowalski in 1951, and an Oscar for his role of Terry Malloy in On the Waterfront. Marlon was known as a sex symbol of his time, and many young girls swooned over him. Men imitated him by wearing leather jackets. Marlon seemed uninterested in the Hollywood lifestyle, which, along with his unique acting style, caused him to impact many actors. He had a profound effect on actors such as James Dean, Paul Newman, and Robert De Niro. Marlon was raised in the Omaha, Nebraska area. He had a rough childhood as his mother had a drinking problem, and he was expelled from several schools. However, his parents supported his acting career, and he eventually left Nebraska for New York City to pursue it. Marlon attended acting school and then enrolled at the Actors Studio. He was in plays and on Broadway before he became involved in films. The first film he was in was The Men in 1950, in which he was a bitter, crippled veteran. Demonstrating his commitment to good acting, Marlon spent a month in bed at a veterans hospital to prepare for the role. After acting in many films throughout the 1950s, his popularity sank in the 1960s as his acting performances became less interesting and inspired. However, his role as Vito Corleone in The Godfather acted as a turning point in his career. He was offered an Academy Award for Best Actor for this role in 1972, but refused it. Marlon has been known as a difficult actor by some, but as a funny, kind, and supportive one by others. The last film he was in was The Score in 2001. He suffered from obesity in the years leading up to his death, and he passed away on June 1, 2004.
McCarthyism was provoked by the Second Red Scare throughout the 1950s. After World War II, Senator Joseph McCarthy accused many Americans of having loyalties to the Communist Party. They were investigated and questioned before government officials as well as public hearings. Evidence was scarce, but many Americans went along with him, wanting to get somewhere with halting the spread of communism. Many Americans suffered loss of employment and even imprisonment. The Hollywood 10, or the Hollywood Blacklist, was a group of screenwriters, actors, directors, and musicians who were denied employment because they were suspected of supporting communism. Some members of the 10 include Lester Cole, Adrian Scott, Herbert Biberman, and more. These people were sent to jail for refusing to answer government questions. After World War II, society as a whole could buy almost anything. Everyone went on a buy-and binge on things like houses, cars, appliances, and more. Many families sat together at every dinner. The moms looked after the kids while the dads went to work. Sundays were dedicated to church, mowing the lawn, and talking to neighbors. Kids watched TV after school and also played outside or hung out at the local cafe. Kids met at drive-in restaurants to have some cheap fun and food. Many people also attended drive-in movies. Teens didn't care about designer labels as they do today. They wore rolled-up jeans and t-shirts, sweaters and scarves, and long pencil skirts. The 50s are arguably one of the most innocent decades in history.
The 1950s were a time of new products and inventors who challenged the odds. In 1951, superglue was invented, along with the first videotape recorder. In 1952, Mr. Potato Head made his debut. In 1953, the first 3D movie was shown, and color broadcasting began. This was a time of fresh ideas and variety. Many political cartoons throughout this time focused on McCarthyism and the Red Scare. One cartoon depicts a leaning tower labeled McCarthyism, and many well-known names are trying to push an elephant on top of it. The elephant could represent the American people as a whole, and if put on an unstable foundation, such as the idea of McCarthyism, it would topple over. Another cartoon shows a hearing on accusing someone of being involved with communism. The evidence in the picture is just boards that are nailed together with words on them. This cartoon criticizes the fact that McCarthy had no evidence to back up his claims.
Oh, there's something about a man in black, makes me wanna buy a Cadillac, throw the top back and roll down to Jackson Town. I wanna be there on the stage with you. You and I could be the next rage to hear the crowd roar, make 'em want more, kick the footlights out. I wanna love like